Deep beneath the Baltic Sea in November of 2024, two fiber optic cables went dark within 24 hours of each other. They did not snap. They did not fail. Someone cut them, and the ship that did it left no trace in any official record. You have been told this was an accident, an anchor dragging across the seafloor in heavy weather, a freighter that did not know what it was doing. This is not what happened. What happened was a rehearsal. There are approximately 1.3 million kilometers of undersea fiber optic cables running across the floors of every ocean on Earth. These cables carry 95% of all international data. Not some of it, almost all of it. Your emails, your banking transactions, military communications, stock trades, intelligence feeds, every wire transfer between New York and London, every satellite image downlinked to a NATO command center, every encrypted message between allied governments. All of it travels through cables no wider than a garden hose, running along the seabed at depths that most submarines cannot reach. The Baltic Sea cables that were severed connected Finland to Germany and Sweden to Lithuania. The cuts happened while a Chinese-flagged bulk carrier named Yipeng 3 drifted in the area with its automatic identification system transmitting normally. The ship appeared, on paper, to be doing nothing wrong. It was passing through international waters. It had a legitimate cargo manifest, and yet Swedish, Danish, and NATO investigators spent weeks trying to board it. China refused to cooperate. The Yipeng 3 eventually sailed away. No charges, no repairs paid by anyone. The cables were fixed after several weeks. The world moved on, but inside certain intelligence agencies, analysts did not move on, because this was not the first time. In October of 2023, a gas pipeline and a telecommunications cable linking Estonia to Finland were both damaged on the same night. A Chinese container ship called Nunu Polar Bear had also been in the area. In January of 2022, a cable connecting Svalbard to mainland Norway was cut. In February of 2022, cables near the Canary Islands were severed. In 2024, cables near Taiwan were cut when a Cameroon-flagged vessel passed over them. Notice what every one of these incidents has in common: a vessel in the right place, a flag of convenience that obscures ownership, an automatic identification system that shows nothing suspicious, and no criminal accountability anywhere. This is not coincidence. This is a doctrine. The doctrine is called gray zone warfare. It is the art of causing damage without ever crossing the line into open conflict. You hit targets that matter in ways that are deniable, using ships that cannot be legally stopped. The cables are the target because the cables are the nervous system of the modern world. And unlike military installations or satellite networks, they are almost completely undefended. Consider what protecting them would require. The cables run through waters belonging to dozens of countries. They traverse international zones where no single nation has jurisdiction. Monitoring all 1.3 million kilometers of them would require a surveillance infrastructure that does not exist and cannot be built. And even if you detected a ship hovering over a cable, you cannot legally board and search a foreign-flagged vessel in international waters without cause. The people who cut these cables know all of this. They designed the operation around it. Now consider Taiwan. The island of Taiwan is served by 14 undersea cables. These cables connect Taiwan to Japan, the Philippines, the United States, and the rest of the global internet. Taiwan's financial system runs through them. Its military communication channels use hardened versions of the same infrastructure. Its entire economy depends on real-time data exchange with the rest of the world. China has been mapping those cables for years, not secretly. The mapping vessels operate openly, conducting what are officially described as oceanographic surveys. Their tracks are logged, their positions are known, and the data they collect includes the precise coordinates of every cable landing station on Taiwan's coast. In a conflict scenario, the cables would not be the last target struck. They would be among the first. Cutting Taiwan off from the internet, from financial markets, from allied intelligence, before a single missile is fired, would create confusion, slow decision-making, and isolate the island at the moment it needs coordination most. The Baltic cuts in November 2024 were not random. They were tests of response time, tests of attribution difficulty, tests of how long NATO governments would take to react, to agree on a culprit, to coordinate a response. The answer was weeks. In a real operation against Taiwan, weeks would be meaningless. The damage would already be done. There is a quiet emergency happening beneath the world's oceans. The cables that carry everything you depend on are being studied, probed, and rehearsed against by actors who have no intention of announcing what they are doing. The ships doing it look like any other ships. The damage they cause looks like any other accident, and the laws governing international waters were written in an era when none of this was possible. The world built a nervous system on the ocean floor and left it completely exposed. Someone noticed. They have been practicing. and the people who should be protecting those cables are still arguing about who cut them in November of 2024. Subscribe to Covert Brief for more intelligence briefings the mainstream media does not want to discuss.